Yeah? Yeah?
Oh, you're another breed. What the fuck? Jesus Christ.
When I started training, going for shit was never the issue. It was actually being physically skilled enough or strong enough to do those challenges. So I would often try shit and fail a lot. If you land butters on the floor here, you'll be fine.
Yeah, but you want
to
hit landed like.
It's all about making sure you hit in the right backflip position.
Yeah.
Wait, show me your clip quick. Oh, so like, yeah, I see, yeah, okay.
And then once you're there, you're like, well, I can't not backflip.
Yeah.
If you've trained with me a day, you know that I generally just fail more often than I succeed. But now that ratio has changed with just the learning process of not throwing yourself at stuff and knowing when to have the right level of confidence with challenges. Like commit to the stomp as well, like stomping the wall.
See, I want to go out there though.
Yeah, but you will because of your power. I just can't make it that far on my standing jump because I'm a little bitch. Out. Yeah, you're clean. Your angle's going to be blessed. So I tell people, it's like, I can do it just because I'm like brave, but the physical skill, physical skill wise. Confidence has never been my issue. Rain will make me not confident, dust will make me unconfident, but those are factors that usually you just avoid. Yep. Like if I'm not confident, I just don't do something. It's when it's talking like a dangerous scenario. Yeah, how's that feel though? You alright? Yeah. If I'm not confident, I will not undertake that challenge until I know I'm confident in that skill set. Oh, Jay. Punch, backflip, that's it. Jump, backflip. Go. Yeah!
Yo! Let's fucking go. Stop it. There we go, Jay!
And ends his line. Very well done. It was perfect too.
Have you done it yet? No.
Yeah, he's done the sides to the floor already. It's just that's why I asked for the phone. Jay's like me, once he's on, it's a very quick process. Yeah, mate.
Yes, Jay.
If I know I can do a challenge, I will start warming up with general exercises of mobility. So doing small precision jumps, small little challenges, tiny little kind of body testers, or what I would say is like non-impact light mobility training. The thing is, I feel like jump is kind of do it like 3 steps. Yeah, I feel like I can do the same with the flip right now. I just have to actually warm up. Once the body's warm, I start looking for things that are features of the jump. So maybe the landing is a specific type of landing. So I'll try and find a version of that or something similar to that to do. And then I will find a launch or a takeoff that's similar to that. Or if you're very lucky, you can also find what I call a replica of the jump, where the scenario is exactly similar, but with no consequence. So if I'm doing a jump where I'm landing on a wall, but then if I go 10 meters right, there's a jump and I can land on the floor that's the same distance, and all I have to do is land on the floor and know that I can do that 10 times.
That looked a bit jarring.
I was like thinking about the dive part more. I just like flat out. So if it's an impact one, I'll try and do like drops and impact to test my absorption and make sure that my body and reactive kind of muscles are firing in that way. But if I'm doing something more precise and technical, I'll try and do things that like require that placement and kind of mental concentration and focus first. All right, cool. I think I'm ready. I'll do one more prep. So depending on the challenge, you do what I like to now call the math that goes before it. If you put the formula in place, then you should get the right answer. There we go. Good morning. Run. Front. Squat. Pre. Drop off. Done. Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
See you later, cunt.
Fucking hell. That was so fucking nicely executed. What can I say apart from this? Well done.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man.
Well done.
And that doesn't just come from the day of the challenge as well. That also comes from like the 14 years of doing it every day and figuring out which processes work, which processes don't, which ones are necessary, because some of them are also generally taxing on the body.
3, 2.
Dumb. Yes. Fuck. Alright. Yes. Do it like that.
If you are doing like a big downwards precision and you can jump to the ground in front of that and you decide to do that 10 times, your legs are going to be absolutely juiced by the time you actually decide to jump to the wall. So it's knowing the balance of how many things are appropriate to warm up, but how much is enough to know that everything's perfect and ready to go.
3, 2.
Yo, my appetite's insatiable, but enemies necessary, your means available. No, I'ma take it all and break it all down like these sounds are biodegradable. A hunger inescapable. No, I'm capable of leaving one side behind.
But you cracked it, it made it so much easier. I was like, okay,
Do you know what I'm fine?
I just have to warm up.
Some sides, if I push up, it's like, it's not as easy as if I just go like that. Do you know what I mean? Just go towards it. Abdullah's got that tech.
Action only occasional. Yeah, you know that's unsustainable. You don't deserve credit when work ethic's debatable, and it's debatable. Yeah, commonly your currency is unchangeable. This force is gravitational, but hold it to my internal circle, because the soul is eternal and that dispersible.
Go on, put Dom in his place, yeah? Come on. 7 it. Dom's, Dom's too gassed right now. Like, put him in his place. Let's go.
Kicking back with the rhythm. I got a hitter. Down, you
Wicked.
That was such a nice landing, man. Your toes were like he stuck it, and then he's like, and now I'll move it out.
The first real Wham one, the Wham Kong Front Prix that I did was the iconic Barcelona Kong Prix that Kai Willis had done in the Storm Free on Barcelona video. It's got a short run up and it's actually like got less height variation. But the day I did that, I was like almost certain that that's when the IMAX became like a conceivable reality. The first time I ever did the Kong Prix at IMAX, I went to see Avengers Infinity War with a couple of friends. And then it was kind of getting dark and I just hit the Kong Prix better than I expected. I like stayed on the wall, slid a little bit, but being a bigger person, I realized that the gap size wasn't as substantial as I conceived in my head previously. I think it was on that day, I leaned over the wall and I said, like, this could be a Kong Front Prix. But that was more of like a fantasy at that point.
Go on, mate.
Boom!
Yeah, you've done it, mate. You've done it.
Come on! Come on!
Then I didn't come back to England for another 2 years. When the opportunity arose to travel in 2021, I started thinking about it as the jump that I wanted to achieve this year. And just before leaving for overseas, I went on a 10-day shoot with Capstone in Adelaide. And we found a very similar dimensionally sized Kong Prix, but as opposed to the wall being there, there's a box.
Like nothing.
And when you're doing a Kong Prix, that's fine because you can see it all the way down and you kind of adjust your pike. But when you're doing a flip, for me, I use my peripheral vision on the left-hand side to see the wall and I guide my vision in to land where my feet as they hit the wall. But when you're doing it to a box like that, you actually have to rotate further slightly and look forward and look down at where your left foot is going to be landing. And so your axis is further forward, so the likelihood of over-rotating is higher. After all of the pre-thought of IMAX, that's my biggest concern with IMAX, is over-rotating and slamming into the wall. So in a way, doing it to this box was a better replica and opportunity than I'd ever had to kind of put it to scale.
stop.
Oh, hey!
Yes, dog! Bruh! I'm fucking shaky. Fucking hell.
After my shoot in Turkey, I was unable to board my flight to the Netherlands because I didn't have the appropriate visa and paperwork to get in during the COVID times. I called Red Bull Turkey, we discussed what my options were, and we decided the best option was to send me to London. And instantly, as soon as I knew that I was going to London, all I could think about was going and doing the Kong Front Prix. Most of 2020, I had a picture on my phone of the gap, and I would look at it all the time and kind of imagine my shape and my body. And then I would watch other videos of people doing the Kong Prix, and I saw things like Marcio and Arthur sticking the Kong Prix and that evolution of IMAX happening. I started imagining it straight away on the flight. Everything was just revolved around that jump. So I landed, I isolated, and then as soon as I got out of isolation, the first thing I did was jump in the car and go straight to the spot.
Mate, as we get closer and closer to the anticipation and the fucking like, I just try to push down those nerves and that adrenaline. Push it down, bro. It's non-stop since I woke up at 7 o'clock this morning, just eyes on the frame. It's weird though, because the last time I did this, I had a frame of reference fresh in my mind. I haven't been here in 2 years, so it's like, and like you're trying to hit replicas around like Australia, but it's just like, fuck, this gap is this gap, and like no other.
The night before, when I decided that I was going to do it, I instantly like started walking around the house, like this very apartment actually, looking for ways that I could replicate the visualization, because I hadn't been there in 2 years as well, so a lot of it was done on imagination. I don't want to sound like arrogant in any way, but by the time I arrived at the spot, I just was so past the point of mental preparation that I just wanted to get the job done. It was like all about the jump.
Nah, it's blessed.
What's the thoughts?
So fine. Van's in the way where I want to go that way, but yeah, it's on. It's on.
And I figured out through all the mental preparation what exactly I was going to do on the day to make sure that it would all work. I think I did the downwards pre actually rather fast, and I was like, shit, I need to warm up way more. My legs like got juiced from that pretty quickly. I felt it in my quads, and my right hip was quite tense. So I did some stretching. I did a few more smaller precisions, just dropping down, like doing the drop and grabbing the pole, so that I had the safety, but I could just feel what it's like to hit the impact, like push, push.
Like if I can just figure out how it all feels, then we should be right. The wall somewhere around that fucking, that patch there, there's like, yeah, moving outwards, yeah.
How you feeling about that one now?
Very confident. Now I know my Kong fronts, I can aim them where I want. It's fucked.
Literally, I only remember overhearing one thing from Max.
What do you think about us, Max?
Honestly, next level, bro. Honestly, next level. We wouldn't imagine this like a year ago.
Oh no words to describe the savagery of what we're talking about. There is nobody else in the world who's seriously considering doing this.
Yeah, it's fucked.
It's Dom only.
But as soon as I heard it, I literally just blagged listening, because it's not about that for me, and it also, like, that's a distraction.
I think it's one of those things, man, you just have to know. You know, like,
and you know.
My feet are gonna get there if I do this.
Absolute nutter. If this happens, yeah, that'd be like not, he's completed parkour, like,
There's no possible way anyone could do anything cooler ever in parkour.
During the mental preparations, I thought about all of the big, like, oh my God, it's like, blah, blah, blah. And by the time I got there, and this is why I think it sounds arrogant, it's just a jump. It's not holier than thou in any way. And I didn't want to get all up in my head that it was, because I think that adds pressure, unnecessary pressure that doesn't exist.
The worst case scenario in my mind is that I would miss in some way and then come back. But I don't think that's even a conceivable reality. Like, I don't think that, but just having someone there will feel nice.
Right, yeah,
and also someone here that I know for sure no one's gonna walk out the alleyway.
Brother.
Good, man, good. Just getting over the mental nerves. Now when I run up, I'm like, dude, I can hit that. Like,
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
For sure, I just gotta get it right.
Yeah, 100%. You fucking got this, Dom. Phil's down there. Oh, Phil. God, Phil, you're gonna catch it.
3, 2, 1.
Holy shit! Oh my God! Oh my God! What the fuck? What the fuck? Dom! Fuck yeah! Yes, bro! Holy shit!
I just walk, and then people start asking me questions, giving me hugs, and then there's a moment where I was like, oh my God, I actually have finished this mission. Like, I completely have given it like 100%, and it's done. It's complete.
Two years, bro. 2 years.
Yeah, it's fucking...
How long have you been looking at?
Since 2019 for sure.
Shit.
In my best reality, I thought I was going to land on the wall. My weight was going to be shifted forwards from slight over rotation, and I was going to kind of land with a bit of momentum into the ground and then scatter into the wall, like catch my weight on the blue wall in front of me. I did not think I was going to land it as well as I did.
Mate, that's done now. That's done. That exists now. That exists.
Yeah, you land it unbelievably. Better than my...
What the fuck?
Like, you have less time, and with all flip prees, you actually have like shoot, right? So when you Kong, you're like doing it on core strength and shit. When you do a flip, you can like release off the knees. So as I see it, I go, I'm like actually queen with flexion.
Alright, yeah, cool. Whatever you're saying, I'm gonna go with that. Yeah.
Oh, mate. Bro, you just made parkour history. That's parkour history. Let's fucking do it, man.
Let's go get drunk.
Do you view yourself as more of a performer or more of an athlete?
Ooh, interesting. Ooh, I've never really thought about that comparison, but if I had to put it, I would say I'm more of a performer. You know, I have an athletic discipline that I pursue, but I'm definitely, like, if you know me, I'm a performer.
A little bit more force, but she'll go.
I believe that by posting on Instagram every day, that's led to the notoriety and exposure that I've been able to gain. So I use that as like motivation, not only to get myself out the door and train, but to capture that content and to actually pick up my phone.
This gap to look as big as possible. So from when I'm down here, I actually get, it's a scale thing. Oh, you can do that with the GoPro, but with the phone, I just want a nice, so like squatting on these plants.
It doesn't play into my training in what I do in my training. That's driven by what I want to do with parkour. But the process of documenting that and capturing that has become more of a rhythm and a specific style over the years.
No, that's fine. David!
Wait, Tom, darling.
Film this, please.
Can you film first, please? Oh, I thought David was filming. He's just...
Yeah, he's just taking photos as well.
The discipline to ask somebody to film it or to just have the pre-thought of capturing that content in some way and being able to have that regularity and consistency is difficult. It takes a lot of self-discipline.
I'd love to keep this on for you, but I've got to take it off for branding. Just because fucking Red Bull.
Red Bull comes first, man.
Paying the bills, you know.
Once you get that structure and system in place, it's a lot easier to do, but you have to find what works for you and you have to find your own system. And for me, working like a mule is the only way I know.
Shock absorbers, shock absorbers. All right, ready?
Yeah, do you?
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Love that.
I actually don't do a lot of the industry. I'm not monetized on YouTube. I don't earn any money directly from Instagram. I just post a lot, and then that has offered opportunity to me by putting myself out there 365 days a year for the last 10 years.
How long would you say that took you to hit?
What do you mean?
Like just from looking at it to doing it?
5 minutes. Yeah. I knew I could do it instantly. I just had to warm up. Just one more time because we're gonna do it for the photo, but also David's angle. Yeah, that'd be great. So the timing would be 3, 2, 1. Step, 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 jump. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Oh yeah.
Oi.
Most parkour people I know stave away from being like viewed by a lot of spectators, but fucking put me in a stadium in front of 1,000 people and I'll do bits. I perform well under pressure.
Three, two. Oh. Back on the job. I load this one good.
What do you do to take care of your body?
I stretch and do trigger point therapy and smoke.
Boom.
No, I do not think I'm unique genetically. I think I've just trained my body over the course of my life.
Oh, damn it. Almost, just too much.
Fucking done, innit?
Yeah, it's so heavy to redirect.
How long do you think you can keep up the high impact moves, taking bigger drops than anyone?
50.
50, yeah?
50. 52.
Oh, that was it. That was it.
Come on.
That was it.
Well, yeah. You know what? Like in person, looking at it, you can see how fucking big the drop is just by looking at him standing up there. It's hefty.
How long do you think you will continue to progress sport before you potentially peak?
85. Next question.
Next question. Do you think your movement style will eventually change for longevity, or?
No, I think I'll just do what I do and then I'll just keep doing it and then maybe it'll work out. Why would you change? KFC hasn't changed its formula since what, 1885 or some shit, so I'm gonna do the same thing.
All right, here we go. 3, 2. Oh. 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 I'll take that. Take that with the side of fries any day.
Come on. Come on. That was sick.
Cool, and last one. What are your goals moving forward? Like next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you know?
To be honest, people ask me that shit all the time and I just don't really think like that. I feel like I'm literally living the dream now, so why would I want to change anything else? I'm getting paid to jump every day and hang out with my friends and have a really good time, and the opportunity to travel around the world and create content, and people are supporting that journey. So I'm ever grateful, and I don't know what I would want to do. I don't. What would be growth from here? What would be better? What would be better than full-time happiness? Like, it's just I don't know how to. What's next? It's like keep doing the same shit that makes me happy.